This is it. We are entering the home stretch on the road to the Kentucky Derby. There are only a few Kentucky Derby prep races left. And this weekend, we are heading out west to California. It is the prestigious Santa Anita Derby. Now, this race normally awards 100 points to the winner, but there's only 5 entries in the field, so they've cut it back to 75. But whoever wins will have a guaranteed entry into the starting gate for Kentucky Derby 151. Now, I get there's only 5 runners, but don't get it wrong. This is going to be a contentious race. There are some monsters in the field. Are you ready to find your winner? Facts and figures are going to give you the winning edge. I give you the stats, you make the picks. Hi, it's Maura from Trifecta and a little bit extra, and I'm going to take you through the stats of all 5 runners. And as always, I am a podcast on YouTube Music if you just want to listen along. And there are timestamps below, so you could slide to the horse you're most interested in. But why only listen to 1 or 2 runners when there's only 5 in the field? So let's get started with the number 1 horse, Journalism. Now, I said there were going to be some monsters in the field, and we're going to start with one of them, and that's Journalism. He's trained by Michael McCarthy, and he'll be ridden by Umberto Rispoli. 4 starts, 3 wins, 1 show. He was in both the G2 Los Alamitos Futurity and the G2 San Felipe, and in both of those, he was a winner. Now, the G2 Los Alamitos Futurity, I'm not really sure of the field that he beat that day. I mean, he was against Getaway Car and Gaming, both Bob Baffert horses, but Getaway Car was the clear favorite in the Virginia Derby and came in 4th. And Gaming, he's been regressing in Buyers. But the G2 San Felipe, super impressive. And that's the race I really want us to look at. In the G2 San Felipe, Journalism was against Barnes. Now, Barnes is a really good Bob Baffert horse and is also in this race. They both break out of the gate well. Barnes goes right to the lead, and Journalism is very patient. He sits back behind Barnes. Now, going around the last turn, Barnes gets a nudge. It's like, it's time to go, and Barnes goes and widens the gap between him and Journalism by 3 lengths. But Journalism said, not so fast. And then he kicked it into gear, and he went sailing past Barnes like Barnes was standing still. And he earns a 108 buyer for that race. Now, his buyers have been increasing. He's got really good late kick, and he does not need a pace setup to get that kick. And he's by Curlin, so most likely he could get the 1 1/8 distance. Curlin came in 3rd in the Derby, won the Preakness, and came in 2nd in the Belmont. Journalism is going to be a horse that we're all going to be watching on the first Saturday in May, and it looks like he's got a really good shot in this field as well. Another monster in the field, Bob Baffert's Citizen Bull. This is our number 2 horse. He'll be ridden by Martin Garcia, and together they have a 36% win rate. 5 starts, 4 wins, 1 show, and he is by far the classiest horse in the field with 4 graded stakes entries and improving buyers in those graded stakes entries. This is a horse that I really loved going into the Breeders Cup Juvenile. He was my pick for that day, and he right now is Bob Baffert's best chance in the Kentucky Derby because he's already got enough points to get in the field. Let's talk about his graded stakes entries. He was in the Del Mar Futurity, comes in 3rd with a 70 buyer, then goes to the American Pharoah, 1 1/16, gets the win with an 88 buyer, then goes to the Breeders Cup Juvenile, the elite race for 2-year-olds, and there he just shook off Gaming and wins with a 96 buyer. He begins his 3-year-old career in the Robert B. Lewis, going a mile, and he gets the win again with a 98 buyer. In the Robert B. Lewis, he bobbled at the gate, but he recovers quickly. He gets in command, and he wins by 3 lengths over his stablemates, Rodriguez and Matacat Road. He's coming into this race in really good form. He just had a bullet workout on March 29th, 58 and change for 5 furlongs. That is a blazing fast workout. Can he get the distance? Well, he's by Into Mischief, and Into Mischief is just stamping his way through Kentucky Derby 151 contenders. But wait, there's more. He's also out of a Distorted Humor mare. Who else is by Into Mischief out of a Distorted Humor mare and is on the Kentucky Derby road? Well, that would be Tappan Street, the winner of the Florida Derby. this distance. He definitely is a true contender. Now, before we move on, if you like the information I'm giving you, hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment below. The number 3 horse is Westwood, and he's trained by John Shirreffs. Now, this horse is still a maiden. 3 starts, a place, and a show. He was in his $60,000 1-mile maiden race, and he comes in 3rd behind his stablemate, Baeza, who is in this field. Then he goes to a $65,000 mile and a 16th maiden race and comes in 2nd. His best buyer is only an 83. So it does look like he's overmatched in both class and speed. The number 4 horse is Bob Baffert's Barnes. He is a $3.2 million purchase by Into Mischief out of an American Pharaoh dam, and that means this horse can probably get the 1 1/8 distance. Now, he does not have enough Derby points yet to get in the starting gate, and he's named after Bob Baffert's longtime assistant, Jimmy Barnes. So a $3.2 million purchase named after a longtime assistant. I'm thinking Bob Baffert really wants this horse to get into Kentucky Derby 151 starting gate. Now, he's going to have Juan Hernandez aboard, and Juan Hernandez has been on him his last 2 times. 3 starts, 2 wins, 1 place. In his 2 graded stakes entries, he gets a win and a place. In the G3 San Vicente, 7 furlongs, that race, he went head-to-head with Mackenzie Street. Now, you could tell the jockey was just kind of holding him back, but when he let him go, bam, he won by 5.5 lengths. And earns a 93 buyer. Then he goes to the San Felipe, and that's where he ran into journalism. Now, he had a really good race. He gets a 105 buyer, but journalism just kind of rolled right past him. Now, you want to compare Citizen Bull to Barnes and say, which one is the better horse? Citizen Bull definitely has the class, but Barnes is a very talented horse. Now, I don't know if you can read anything into these tea leaves, so take this for what it is. But if you look at the workouts, Bob Baffert has been working both of the horses out at 6 furlongs, getting some distance put in them. And they've been working out on the same day. And it looks like Barnes at 6 furlongs is naturally faster. Go to February 23rd. Both Barnes and Citizen Bull worked out for 6 furlongs. Barnes, 112. Citizen Bull, 113. Then go to March 17th. Barnes, 111. Citizen Bull, 112. Now again, take it for what it's worth, but it could be a signal that Barnes will do better at the longer distance. And Barnes does need the points to get into the starting gate. So which one is going to be better? We'll know after the race on Saturday. The number 5 horse is the Buzz horse. It's Baeza. He's trained by John Shirreffs and will be ridden by Hector Barrios. Now, this horse is the Buzz horse. He is the half-brother to Kentucky Derby winner Mage and Belmont winner Dornick. 3 starts, 1 win and 1 place. Now, he began his career on the turf in a mile race, and there he came in 9th. Then he goes to the dirt, $60,000 mile race. And he comes in 2nd behind Rodriguez, Bob Baffert's Rodriguez, and he finishes 7 lengths behind. Then goes to another $60,000 mile race, and there he was more forwardly placed. He then was very patient. He took a challenge to the 60-1 long shot in front of him, and he was driving and finishes by 4 lengths with a 93 buyer. Now, the caliber of the horses he beat that day, Mellencamp, he went on to finish 4th in his next race. But he has the 93 buyer. He only has a few starts, and he's a May baby. And May babies need more time to mature and gain speed on the track. So he's got some upside. Also, he's a $1.2 million purchase by Mackenzie. And we know Mackenzie could get the longer distance. He won the Whitney. With a $1.2 million purchase, there has to be some high expectations here. So will Baeza buzz his way into the winner's circle on Saturday? Now it's your turn. Who do you like in the Santa Anita Derby? Drop me a comment below. Hit like, hit subscribe. don't miss out on the rest of my Kentucky Derby coverage. There is a lot more to come, and it doesn't end with the Derby. We go to the Preakness, we go to the Belmont, then we're heading to Saratoga. I hope you all find your winner on Saturday, but most of all, sashay away with your money. Until next time, cheers.